Hello, everyone, and welcome to Light Language Messenger. And for those of you watching on the Great Awakening Generator, you're very welcome here as well. Well, how are you? I hope you're well. And I hope that even if you don't feel like everything's going well, that you are looking at channels like the Great Awakening Generator and Light Language Messenger and other intuitive teachers and energy healers that have got all this stuff, meditations, yoga practice, all of that have got all the stuff that can help you right now in this time and space to navigate life. Now, I have tried to do this video about 3 or 4 times. Zoom has done an upgrade. The upgraded version just, is a little bit confusing, and it just cleared everything out from what was there previously. So I had to go back and reset everything. So, there we go. This is the reason for taking so long. I also tried to, I'm looking at another software, and I'm looking at the software so that we can have an option. And that software looks amazing, right? What's it called? Riverside. It's really amazing. But what I couldn't figure out was the share screen feature. Otherwise, we would be doing something with Riverside today. But anyway, that is to come in the future. I really like how it is. It's very for podcast and for video, and it gives you the feeling of being in a studio. So that's good, and it has all those amazing features that help us to enhance the sound and to enhance the video quality. All right, here we are. Thank God for Zoom. We still have it, and we can do our video today. Okay, so we have been a little bit quiet on the channels. I do tend to do that. It's just how it is. Last was on YouTube doing anything on Friday last week, and I hope that you got something out of the videos that we put out last week and all the light language messages, because I think the light language messages just keep things flowing and going. And, we've got people that come and do interviews, but as I said in one of the previous interviews, I beg your pardon, one of the previous videos, I don't necessarily get a plan for the next 6 months. I might get a plan for the next 2 weeks from the guides, but so I don't know what's actually coming up whenever. I've reached out to a couple of people, really good people, that I'd want to share their knowledge with all of you on this channel, because we've got a lot of subscribers so far, and definitely wanted to bring them in, and just haven't heard back from them. And I'm hoping that that will change, and we will, people are busy and they'll come through. They come through actually at the right time. We know this, right? This week we have a really wonderful lady. I am not saying anything yet until we do it. And then I will share that information with you until we do the recording. And this is an incredible lady. And these are the kind of people we want to bring in, that are talking about things that they're talking and living lives that not many of us are living right now. Okay. And it's just like somebody, for example, who channels animals from the other side, pets from the other side, or this is not the person for this week anyway. I'm not even telling you about this person, anything close to what she does. But anyway, you want to talk to that person. You want to try and understand, hey, what does that mean? How did you do that? Like, how did you know you could do that? Does it take special skills to do that? Stuff like that, right? Okay, so let's talk about today's message. Now, today's message is a continuation of the cards we had from last week. And hopefully we get to do that today, and properly, that you get this video, that I put it out on time and you get it, and you get what the message is from there. So let's take a moment to breathe. Welcome, guys. Istimarafahe korutamaheto. Ilakatufarana ketchapokota korutahe. Itzifarana kotolama. I've just got something distracting me, and I've just fixed it. Kolamainse. Kolamainse, kalamainse makataparana. Vetsevorkanamakitoruma hitaporakshtakaramanahai. So friends, speaking of e paranoto farane tapa no tomare tenta farana tekarana teplo kuchafarana e paranoto faratege. Zulukutututurun kasalete namato foro kutuna kategana. We're going straight into the language and we haven't even brought out the card that's going to support what we're charging in today. I just feel this guidance to do this for all of us that are watching. Ilaka soforana kitagano mokutsema. Elemekito forana kutukuru vestete. Feleseto to forana hete. Yes, there are dragons here with us. Kolometin, mechikarama. I can hear them calling. Above us. Kolomai sepa kisaforana chikuro tenekate tafana. Oh, kita. Yama to lena teta tana mochopa hiko forana. Kurmatena ne kurta nana kerita tafarana chiklo toto turo maslek davarana guskote frena. I coronatiti or I feel like there's a lot of reassurance of we are okay, we're taken care of, everything is going well. Somebody needed to hear this. The message we have today with the card is one that's, I'll read the card to you, and because I've read it already now and recorded and I'm re-recording, I know the message, and I want to say there's a lot happening in our world, right? And when I read this card out and did the previous recording, I just realized that this card was so apt. It was so apt for me because I've had a phase in this last few weeks where I have decided I'm not talking to a few people, not because I'm angry with them, but because some of what they're telling me, I don't want to hear. I'm feeling angry about some stuff. And what they're telling me is supporting how angry I get. And I feel like hearing that stuff is low vibrational and bringing me into a space of anger. And then also I feel things and I don't want to deal with those things, right? And anybody that has lost a loved one will understand that, because you know what you go through. You go through the phases, you reflect, you think, could it have been done differently? Could the person have chosen some things that they didn't think of choosing? Yes, right? So I feel like today's card is going to be apt for us, right? So we're reading from the Whispers of Healing guidebook that is for the Oracle card deck, the Whispers of Healing, and it is from Angela Hartfield. That's what it looks like. If you can see it, you've seen pictures of this before if you watch the channel regularly, because I have used it as a thumbnail as well last week. All right. Now, before we go on to doing the language, I'm going to share the screen, all right, as I do. And I've got to look closer because I'm sitting a little bit away from it. Share screen, okay. And that's the one we're going to be sharing today. We'll share the screen. There's some new features here, which, what are they saying? Oh, okay, I don't know what that means, but all right. Let's put it up on screen and see what it looks like, hey, because it's something new, I think. And so let's just see. Here we are. That's what we've got. I'm just going to close something in the background. And right. So this is the number 13 card in the deck. It is called the Barriers card. And well, wonders of wonders. We've got a dragon in that, and a green dragon nonetheless. It's a very beautiful picture, as all the pictures are beautiful in this card. Looking at it, you've got the moon in the background. You've got this dragon that seems to have, as much as it's a picture, I keep feeling it's forward motion. There's a woman or a maiden sitting on the back of the dragon. And you also have here, you've got a ship, an ancient ship that is next to it. And it's caught up in this whatever storm is going on at sea. So it's almost like the dragon is the ship, right? Because it seems to be sitting right next to it under the wing here. And here looks like a temple, but maybe that is part of the ship. I'm not sure if that is just something brought in there, because with these cards you find all sorts of intricacies within a big picture. Yeah, and then you've got the hills here. These are the cliffs that the sea is probably breaking on. onto, and we've got all of these wonderful cosmos featured in here as well, the stars. Now, what we've been doing is we've been reading out of the book, Glynis Has Your Number, to understand the numerology of the card. In this case, the card is 1 + 3 = 4, because in numerology, in most cases, we always bring it down to the single digit. All right, it's only the master numbers you don't do that with in certain instances. But here we are, numerology card. The numerology of the card is 13, which comes down to a 4. And we are looking at life. That means, because I've been looking at this book and telling you about the life path numbers, right? The book is called Glynis Has Your Number, and it is written by Glynis McCants. So this is not my information, right? It is Glynis McCants' information. So your life path number 4, and how do you work out your life path number? If you weren't looking at this card and understanding the numerology of the card, how would you work out your life path number? In ordinary terms, all you do is you add up all the digits of your birth date, right? And then you bring it to a single digit. And even if it's an 11, you will bring it down to 1 + 1 = 2, because in this instant, we don't have an 11 life path numbers. The life path numbers go up to 9. Am I right? Yeah. Yes, they go up to 9, like that Pythagorean number system, okay? And Glynis McCants has used the Pythagorean table to bring in her story in the book. Right, so the life path number 4, the title of it is The Teacher. So someone who's referred to here as anonymous, because she always gives you a quote from somebody, says, "Don't wait for your ship to come and swim out to it." Really important. This has been my lesson in the last 3 weeks as well. I've been wanting something. I've been thinking about it. I've been wondering what I should do. And then I just decided, I'm actually thinking that I need to make the move, and I need to move and progress with what I'm talking about. If I want to get to where I need to be, I have to swim out there. All right, so I hope it's the same for you. I hope this encourages you. The 4 life path is a very cerebral, intelligent number. The 4s are seekers of knowledge and born teachers. They often wear glasses, and she says she thinks of them as human computers. They are into the logic in life. A + B must = C. So she says we learn from the 4s that if we said it's a beautiful day with the blue sky, a 4 might add, yeah, but do you see that black cloud? The 4 is not trying to ruin the day. They just want us to see the situation from all sides. And she said, she calls it the Spock mentality. So if you know anything about Mr. Spock from Star Trek, you know, he was always educating. He was always matter of fact, practical, not very emotional, but Mr. Spock came from a planet like that. But however, in the end, there was a lot of emotion, right? He became quite human in the way he conducted himself, right? Because he was having emotions like humans. Now let's read from the book what this number 13 card means. I really love it. I can actually hear the dragon moving. I can hear it breathing, and I can hear the sea crashing against it, and I can feel it. And even though the sea is wild, I feel like the dragon is just going. It's just gently going, and it's going where it's not gone before. Pardon the pun. Okay. Number 13. Let's read the commentary. Number 13, barriers. You have created barriers or defense mechanisms that may be preventing emotional or mental healing. The universe is eagerly waiting and willing to assist you with your healing, but you may not be receiving the healing you desire. Something seems to be blocking or hindering your restoration. The obstacle may be a protective measure you have put in place to keep your heart from further harm. We all do this, don't we, at some point or the other? This shield may seem necessary and logical. However, It is also preventing the healing light being sent to you from penetrating and healing your pain. Defense mechanisms are a response to being wronged, hurt, rejected, abandoned, or abused. You may have made a mental vow not to allow yourself to feel a certain type of pain again. Once the block is in place, you may find it difficult to talk about certain situations or to receive corrective information about your experience. By identifying the root cause of your defense mechanism, healing can begin. You need to be willing to tear down the walls you have built so that healing can occur. A woman rides high on the back of a dragon in this picture. They are in the middle of the ocean. The shoreline is covered with jagged rocks and looks completely unapproachable. Smoke comes from the dragon's mouth as if he might breathe fire at any moment. You have created a similar type of energy with the walls you have built around yourself. Remember, fear does not keep you safe. Be willing to make some challenges. Make some challenges. Be willing to make some changes. Talk to someone about what you are harboring so your healing process can begin. And challenges was not the word in there. I hope you picked that up. The full moon shines her light on whatever it is you are ready to release. The turbulent waters show this may be easy for you to do. However, the same turbulent water can be cleansing and will help you move forward. The stars in the sky are your blessings. They suggest there are many sources that will help you become free. There's so many messages in this, right? The turbulent water may not be easy. Shows this may not be easy for you to do, right? To release those feelings and all of that. But the same turbulent water can be cleansing and will help you move forward. So it's almost like saying, well, whilst you're going through this and you're feeling like it's not easy for you to do, but you're also getting some cleansing and clearing and some alignment and basically you're also getting this thing where you're growing and you're learning through this experience, right? So this is what, when it comes to that, that's what I feel. I feel that turbulent times, or times when you, for example, are shutting yourself off and you don't want to deal with certain feelings, you're learning things about yourself. You're learning things about how you feel, and it's almost like that, the thing they call the shadow side, which you see that we've done for all these years, and now in this time and space, our shadow sides are just standing out to us, right? We are having to really look at ourselves and say, okay, I need to stop doing that because that is actually not helpful. We are going, many of us that are awakening to the fact that we are going through an ascension process, or those of us that are awakened to this factor, we want to clear it because we want to go through the ascension process. We want to ascend with the planet to the fifth dimension. And therefore, when these things happen, it's like being in a shadow situation, and that you need to maybe look at yourself and learn from it and grow from it. And once it feels horrible and it feels like, oh, I just don't want to deal with this, or it's too hard to deal with. Remember that once you deal with it, you will have learned so much. Once you look it in the face and you say, wow, I've learned and I've grown from that. And that very thing that I didn't actually want to deal with is the thing that's helped me learn and grow. Right. The other thing they're saying in this, and so learning and growing, cleansing yourself, the water cleansing you, learning and growing is going to help you propel yourself forward, move forward. Look at that dragon. Can you hear it breathing? Can you hear the sound? It almost feels like a big, big ship moving over the waters, right? So, the stars in the sky are your blessings is what it says. Well, think about it now. Even when we're going through this trauma or whatever it is that we're going through, we can look up at the stars, and looking up at the stars, I think in a way is like look around you and see what it is that is going well, what is good in your world, because most of the time, and actually I think all of the time, no matter how many bad things have happened, there are 10 more good things that will be happening. Because just being able to breathe, just being healthy, for example, just being able to take getting food for granted, or being able to walk on the street and feel safe on that street, or feel safe in your community, those are blessings that we tend to take for granted. But I am pretty sure that when we look at what is out there, when we look at the stars, when we look at the cosmos, we are counting our blessings. Right, so I'm going to stop sharing for a moment, and I'll put it back very shortly, and we'll do some language. Right, so we got musicians mode on. Kiraba kutufaranahi chola mahai sufrana chikala makutufarana hikudura my klastafrana. Friends, I am encouraging you to put your feet firmly on the ground. Lam lukna vlet lomla deda volat the kula stenta folakiche. Askero fatana kiskotamahena. Feet firmly planted on the ground. Kotamahika. We're going to take 3 deep breaths now. Last breath, breathe in through the nose. Take the breath, push it all the way down to the belly and push the belly out, and then very gradually bring it up. And when you get to the torso, pause. Look into your third eye. Hold it there for as long as you can, and when you can't hold it anymore, bring it up into the mouth and breathe slowly out through the mouth. Right, so I'm going to try it. I'm going to do my last breath, so you can join me again if you want to. Hela silama hela kalendele meke tomle oh ele tine o shileme leke fona de la de ro karen no le de Tamala kuflena klele 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 klo lo 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 alekena moto lemelekila ra 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 halikuma lekena ra kufene re ro 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 tele le 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 chele tilo tilo chele ho na la 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 ma lo 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 ma he Kile me kiso mahare ora niado hare ne. Oh, le me kitomo. Remember, friends, release that of the past, because a lot of it keeps us behind. Forward motion, forward motion, forward motion. He Hamelela, Samalele, Giamalake, Fona Sierra Kirabakato Foranaketakoramaketamatete Alekesha Ulekesha Valekanamosanera la hey Kiramakoto Folamahete Yeramahua 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 Take a look at this picture again, friends. Hiena mahakatano fa hiena. Ila kuchula matsa koho. Kema ho kema ahikuna akema o kema o I am lalet leandra Ni uts no kalam zil it's feno chickle dead on lot sick lot of fana kid or make it so late to let you go lights and let clot at flow not say like that. خورخم خفاخت زگو از لیت سانچینی که چیه ما کورما سیته کس کرما کات فنا هنا Kieskia. Oh, firmly planted, your feet firmly planted on the ground. Himikitima kuma kitschka chunero. Take a deep breath, breathing in through your nose. And when you put the breath into the body, all the way to the bottom of the belly, push, pull back up. And then breathe out through your mouth. Long kia. Stop sharing for a second. Oh, actually, just have a look at the dragon. Temaka. Take a moment to look at the dragon and the maiden or the woman on the dragon. Oh, I'm sorry. That happens when we breathe like that. We just yawn. Okay, well, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Kanameko. So makatena chele boku basketa forana chela kutama askateme katona tafana kita o chile. Also lo make it a lama tsoporo no tafana tipikorono tita. Friends, keep akoto. Stay sweet, stay strong. Jela. And if you want to have moments of where you need to express feelings and emotions, this is not weakness. This is being strong. Being strong, being courageous to reach out and go within yourself and say, well, yeah, I'm going to own it. I feel like that today. I'm not going to pretend I don't feel pain or anger or fear or worry. And in doing so, when we acknowledge to ourselves first that that's how we're feeling, it changes the vibration of things. Because when you change the vibration of something, this is when you can start feeling the momentum of the situation changing. This is when you can feel like, I'm feeling a little bit like lighter. I'm feeling a little bit happier. I feel like now I know what my problem is. Now I know the reason for why I'm not talking to someone or why I don't want to look at that picture. I know the reason. I know that reason. Okay, so why do I feel angry? Why do I feel sad? Why do I feel like it? So you can address the feelings. You know, obviously, if you're not coping, please seek help. Please seek assistance from a professional that can maybe help you figure out your what is going on with you. I have Tammy McCann that we spoke to, who's an intuitive soul coach that can help you. We can put her details just to remind you these things are there. Tammy McCann does that, and she and I'll put the link in the description box. If it's healing you want, we've got people like Emma Liston, who does Reiki, who does quantum healing, all of those things. We've got people like Michelle Goddard, who has brought the Harmonic Egg to New Zealand. But even if you're anywhere around the world, you've got the Harmonic Egg. You could look for one close to you, or you could contact Michelle here in New Zealand, because the virtual is pretty good, pretty awesome to do the healing virtually. I can tell you that. So I'm going to put those links in the description box for you. So in case you're going through something and you're like needing some extra help, then, this is where these are people that have been on the channel. We need to talk about people that have been on the channel that can help. Right. So a few things I want to tell you about before I say goodbye to you today, friends. Dragon Daddy. A few weeks ago, I talked about this person who was selling these the figurines of dragons here at our local markets, and I went on and I looked at the website, and I didn't give you the name those weeks ago because I didn't want to say his name before I could announce that he might be a guest on the Great Awakening Generator. But I've got to tell you, I've spoken to him, finally got to speak to him because I was emailing him and he wasn't responding. And then a friend of mine was at the market, and Dragon Daddy had their stall there. And so he went over. I asked him if he could go over and get me the telephone number for Dragon Daddy. And he did. And then I contacted the person. And, for the work he does, he cannot be on the Great Awakening Generator because it conflicts his belief systems, whatever his work is, conflicts with our belief systems. Isn't that interesting, right? Because he has a religious thing. He is, I'm going to not say religious for Christianity, but he is a Christian. And Dragon Daddy makes these dragon figurines because it was a way to increase the income of the business they have, right? So they thought, oh, let's try something new and do dragons instead of whatever else they were doing. And he actually referred to me as a witch. He said, maybe you're a witch or something. So you know what? It'd be nice to have a coffee with you. And I said, oh, actually, yeah. And he said, yeah, well, you could maybe get you to convert back to Christianity. So I thought that was pretty, yeah, okay, this is what you feel you want to do. But so I was going to have him on radio, and I'm still open to having him on radio, but I don't know. I'm not sure that I want to meet somebody who wants to brainwash me back to thinking that what they believe is the only thing, and that's the way I should go. We don't need to do that, do we, anymore? We've come through all of that, and we've decided that there is more out here on the planet, and that we are one. So yeah. So anyway, never mind. But that's a conversation for another day. But it's a shame. I will share his website information in the description box as well, because I think you might want to look at his dragons and see if you like one of them, because they are quite spectacular. And he's got a thing there that says something about dragon training. And I was so curious because I wanted to know, what do you mean dragon training? What are you talking about, dragon training? Like, what's that all about, Well, he didn't talk to me about that. So anyway, it'd be good to still get his dragons. Right. Speaking of radio, I just mentioned radio earlier. Emma Liston did an interview on radio with me on Friday. And, bless Emma, she is an amazingly generous lady because she gave her time and she drove quite a distance. She lives close to the north, and I live here on the east. And the radio station is in the east. And so she drove all that way. And, normally a drive like that could take 45 minutes to 1 hour. But with Auckland traffic, that didn't actually happen. And the fact that is that we have one main route in to, to our where we live. And so she came in and she did an interview with me on radio, and she has posted it on being-magic.com or being-magic.com. It's on YouTube, but I'm going to share the link as well because it'd be nice for you to listen to it. I'll tell you why. Emma Liston, when we did the interview, we did it as if I'd not interviewed her before because we were introducing her to a new audience, right? But I asked her if she would finish with a meditation, and the meditation shook it. It shook the house. I've got to tell you that, because I felt like I needed to lie down and go to sleep. She felt all woo-woo whooshy. Okay. People that were listening were messaging in and saying, wow, thank goodness for bringing Emma in, and thank God for her contribution, because they felt that something had shifted and changed in the energy. So this is why I want to say that to you. Now, one of the other things Emma brought me when she came was this aura spray. This is the Being Magic, Awaken Your Magic aura spray. Now, this is really good for everyone and anyone who wants to maintain a protection of the aura, especially people that are going into meetings and there's a little bit of antagonism in there. People who are doing social media like what we're doing right now. This is a good thing to have for anything and any reason. Yeah, that's what the aura spray is. Now, our website, I'll put it on in the description box as well. And you can go and find that on her website. So, if you want to order it and try it, there we go. Now, I know many people are making aura sprays or chakra sprays or whatever, right? But we know her. She's local to us, as in our channel. So why not? Why not support her? Instructions here: spray around any room or space that feels dense or heavy. The other thing is you can spray around the aura to protect, around your aura to protect and re-energize the subtle bodies. And you can also spray lightly around your crystals to cleanse and clear them. So this is what this aura spray is all about. So friends, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you got something out of the light language message. I felt that the last bit was a bit of a channeling, and it was very much for somebody. So I hope you got that message. Very important to be open to healing. Sometimes we feel we're not ready, the time is not right, and that's respectfully, that's fine. But I want to encourage you not to stay with it too long, because if you stay with it too long, it could lead to other things. It could be so deep-seated then that you can't even put into words what that's all about. Yeah? Okay. And friends, I speak from experience. I'm not pretending to know something I'm not experiencing. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you next time here on Light Language Messenger and the Great Awakening Generator. Keep reaching for the stars. Namaste.